I'd like to call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting of Parish Union School District number 95 Board of Education for September the 9th, 2019. Let the record show that all members are present except for Amy Isook. Voting sequence for this meeting is as follows: Littleton, Tuttle, Bailey, Mathis, Sanchez, Isofisci, zeros, and then no. We have audience to visitors.
I have 3 individuals with us here tonight. I thought it would be nice for them just to kind of give an update. They are 3 individuals who sometimes go unnoticed, but they are essential employees for doing the work of the district. So I have Jerry, Nathan, and Sally with us, and I just thought it would be nice if they could give just even like a little 30-second, 60-second update on kind of what's been going on in their departments. So Jerry, if you want to just kind of tell us some of the summer projects or things that have been going on. First time you knew, boy.
Yeah, it's the first time I knew I was in this. Over the summer, of course, you can see there's a lot of landscaping that's been done. Playground equipments at both elementary schools. 4 windows fixed at Mayo that were leaking that are no longer leaking. The lintels were fixed. Some flags at the buildings that were also installed. And we helped Nathan a little bit with his projector, that he changed out about every projector, right?
Well, most of them, 50 of them. So I didn't have that on that.
New washer and dryer at Wynn's. Let's hope they use it.
Oh,
You got me on the spot. I gave you like 4-page list I could have brought. Try to think of anything that's major. Several trees cut down.
Yeah.
They finally got the pad poured at Wynn's, or at Memorial for the handicapped students.
So we have a ramp over their playground.
We have a new pad back here for a batting cage. We've installed the metal frame, but they want to wait until they actually use the cage. So we didn't put the net up yet. So this gym back here is empty. Of course, we moved the preschool around about 250 times. And
Just so you guys understand, there was movement. So last year, last minute, we had decisions on the preschool program. So there was a rearrangement of all the rooms. So that's a lot for maintenance to move every single classroom, all the contents within it, because teachers tend to be hoarders, they like to collect things.
we did it a couple of times because after we moved
the
the
rooms got rearranged
around.
again.
And it's hard. One of our hardest problems is finding a place to put the stuff that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any place to put it. Of course, we added sink, TV, or countertop cabinets, TV, over at the Piles classroom. All new blinds. Memorial Nurse got new blinds. Music at Memorial got new blinds, new carpet. All teachers' lounges in the district got new carpet. Wynn's office got new carpet. Mayo cafeteria's got to get new carpet here, or new tile here
The
soon.
laminate is boiled up.
And I had 4 pages if I knew what I was talking about.
Do you know when that's gonna be, Jerry?
Well, Mick and I talked today, and Kyle, right now we're into where fall season starts, so we may have to wait till a break, like Christmas, that way.
That's fine. We were in there.
That's the problem. Mick says it's used so much that if I tear it up right now, it's gonna create a problem, so. And the guy says he can do it over the weekend, but I've had him tell me that before, and once you pull the vinyl up, okay, you gotta fix the floor, and then we're in a mess, so. I think maybe around the break will be a plus. I've been longer than 30 seconds.
Nathan? Okay, this
He's
summer we had, well, he told me like 10 minutes earlier, but I'm done. So I found, so this summer I had a couple of interns, and then Caleb Perry helped too, so it wasn't just me. But we installed and configured 15 new network switches, which kind of rounded us out from what we did last year, which we installed 20 some last year. So we're pretty much good on the network. Now what we also had to configure them all so that the traffic, data traffic is separated out from cameras, access points, and phones. So it took a bit to do all that. And we got a new IP camera system this year, so there's 2 brand new servers at the shop that all the cameras will then record to. So we set up those 2 servers and we replaced 50 plus cameras over the summer. And along with that, we installed and replaced 53 access points. Some of them we took out because they were old and rather slow, and then we added more as well. Like Memorial got and Wynn's got more Chromebooks, so we had to add access points. So there's 1 in each classroom now. And then Mayo doesn't have Chromebooks, but we still added quite a few new access points there. So coverage is pretty much everywhere now.
So Wynn's saying Memorial are one-to-one computers.
Yeah, we took the computer rooms apart, they're next door.
Yeah.
And for the access points to work, we had to get a new wireless controller for all of them to work, so we had to configure that. And we rewired all the network wiring locations, so every computer that goes back to a certain location, we completely rewired that. So there's 80 plus wires going to each of those locations, and we completely took all that out because the old way of doing it is very difficult to troubleshoot and find problems. And so we had many problems with those network drops. But fortunately, we had enough in each room that it didn't bother us. It wasn't a big deal. But just for the future, I wanted to fix that. So we did that. So we re-terminated all of that. And then at Mayo, they didn't have networking racks there, so all the switches were kind of just thrown about. Some of them were just in the ceiling and very difficult to get to. So we moved all of those and put in an actual network rack that makes it easier to access. And inside all those racks, and then at Mayo, Winston Memorial, we have battery backups down to each location full of switches, and so that if the power were to go out, we still have phones should work for at least 30 minutes, which we didn't have before. With Jeremy's help, Dr. Larson's help, we replaced MMS, which is our student information system, that is now called TeacherEase. So that was quite a large transition that we did over the summer, and that also is the teacher's grade book, so it affects pretty much everybody in the district. And let's see, we replaced about 20 computers for the office staff that we didn't do last year. And we set up 180 Chromebooks, which is what Dr. Larson just mentioned, and then we had 120 more after school started. And with those access points and cameras, they all had to be rewired, so I calculated about 2 miles of wire that we ran this year just for those things. So the wire is power and data, and so we can drop a camera in just about anywhere without having to call Jerry to run power for me.
I tell him now, so.
And like he mentioned, the projectors, we replaced projectors because the old ones were almost 10 years old and they're becoming very dim, so the teachers had to turn the lights off. And even then, it was really hard for the students to see. And I think the longer we keep the lights on is probably a little bit better, because if I was in those classrooms, I'd be asleep. And so there was about 50 of those, so Austin and Dylan helped, and then we came in and configured them after they were done. And then moving those preschools around, we also ended up moving a couple of smart boards and projectors around. So that was probably the easiest part.
Which we have our bulletin board now, because the trophy case is right.
I think that's about it.
Thank you.
We'll get it this week, hopefully.
And then we have Sally, and so Sally has taken over Anna Collier's position, and so we had a lot that we've accomplished together. So Sally and I work very closely together. Sally, did you want to talk a little bit about how the transition's gone?
It's been challenging, especially since all the grant with the new hires
Yeah.
and, you know, doing the purchase orders during the summertime she wasn't kidding when summer.
Summers are busy
It's a
time.
whole new world till,
Yeah.
I think she said October, just because of all the purchase orders coming in, and you have, right now, for the first paycheck in September, we have to make sure we have the APTs, you know, you guys do collective bargaining, make sure you get all that stuff in, you get all that pay right, making sure the deductions, the benefits, and,
So just to kind of put it into perspective for Sally as she started, Sally and I have done the budget together, we've done the levy together, we have been through the auditors together. It is the start of the school year, so you have everyone who ordered supplies, so you have to enter all those supplies in from all those different companies and charge them to the accounts. Then you have to receive all the invoices back to make sure things were received appropriately. She also, people don't realize that we've had 30 different hires or transfers of hires within the district. So that
the
means-
most ever, I'm gonna say.
yeah, so that means that each of those have new contracts, different amounts, their personnel files have to be updated, and so it's just been a lot on the backload, so,
And with the auditors, you have 5 or 6 auditors,
yeah.
and they ask you for the same thing, but they want it done differently, and it's very time consuming.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are just 3 individuals that I think sometimes go unrecognized, but without them, I mean, they are essential employees. We could not operate without maintenance, we could not operate without technology, we could not operate without our HR, finance, bookkeeper. So I just want to really appreciate, let them know how much we appreciate them. Does the board have any questions for them?
Whose idea was the flags around the school?
Oh, the flags around the school, that was my idea. Do you like them or
I
not?
thought probably.
Do you like them?
I do like it.
Okay.
I have more, but it's, you can only put them so many places because I put them up without asking. I guess I could ask later. I mean, Amber seen me doing it and drove by. They sat there for a long time and watched me, and then they drove by.
They used to be real picky about that.
Well, most of those guys, most
Out
of
of
them,
the park, you put anything on their poles, they were coming right out letting you know that that was theirs.
Yeah.
most of them know me, but so they're pretty, some of them are pretty lenient. I mean,
I don't think they're around as local as they was back years ago when you had your office here and stuff, you know.
We copied off Crestwood, they have them as well.
ours look better because you can see them. They're not clear to the top of the pole, you can't read them.
All right, so I need to put that there.
You can quote me, I don't care.
Are there any other questions for Nathan, Sally, or Gary? I just think these are 3 quiet employees that you don't often hear from, but really, they do a lot of work for the district and we couldn't run without them. So I just want to let them know we appreciate them, so thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are welcome to stay for the rest of the board meeting, or you're welcome to leave, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity to brag on you about all your summer projects. So, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna see how loyal you are, if you stay or not.
Okay, with that, we'll move to the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, please respond. Littleton.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Isaac.
Yes.
No full yes. Secretary's report.
I have none.
With that, we'll move to the superintendent's agenda.
Okay, the first thing on the agenda tonight is a resignation from Melinda Michaels. She's resigning as a paraprofessional. She was hired last month as an aide for the full-day preschool program. She has obtained a position in her field of study. At this time, I ask the Board of Education to approve the resignation of Melinda Michaels.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to approve the resignation of Melinda Michaels. Any discussion? If not, please respond. Littleton.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Isaac.
Yes.
No full yes.
Next is employment. Chad Crampton has volunteered again as a boys basketball coach. Chad has served as a coach for several years with us. At this time, I ask the Board of Education to approve the employment of Chad Crampton as a volunteer unpaid coach at Mayo Middle School.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to approve the employment of Chad Crampton. Any discussion? If not, please respond. Littleton.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
Next is a,
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right, go.
Next is a facility request. Junior League has requested to use the gyms for basketball season. I also like to remind everyone, Junior League allows us to receive all funds from their concessions of their games. At this time, I ask the Board of Education to approve the facility request for Junior League.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the facility request for Junior League. I'll respond. Littleton.
Yes.
Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes.
No for yes.
Okay, I have a couple informational items as well as additional informational items. One is the Board of Education agenda items. I was reading an article where it just talked about healthy boards of education. One of the things they said was, do your board members know how to add an item to the agenda if it's something that they want to discuss? And so I thought, I don't know if all my board members know that or not, so I just wanted to explicitly tell you. So if you want to ever add an item to the board, our board agenda, just let me know. Or you can tell Mr. Noble, and he'll tell me, and we'll make sure that it's on the agenda. If it's something that has to be voted upon, we have to make sure that we have it well in advance, so it meets the Open Meetings Act, so 48 hours is the posting. I would ask you to do it before I send the packet out, so like tell me a week in advance. If it's something that you just want to discuss, we can discuss it at any time. So like for example, if there's something you wanted to discuss even right now, we can discuss it. So that doesn't have to be on the agenda if there's no action taken. Does that make sense? So anything you want to talk about, we can talk about it at any time. So I just wanted to bring that up. I always put in my agendas, I always say if there's any questions or concerns, or if you want to meet and discuss. And the reason why I do that is sometimes I think maybe they think that there is a problem or something by me always saying that. I do it because sometimes it's so quiet. So I'm almost trying to pull it out of you, like if you have something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. And it's not just, it doesn't have to be problems, it can be something, you know what, I just saw this and thought this would be really neat if we did this. Or I think this is something we ought to work towards. So it doesn't have, I think sometimes when we think Board of Education, I feel like sometimes we deal with so many negative things or things that are pressurized, you know? It could just be anything of interest to you. So if there's, or if you want to get involved somehow, if you want to get involved with PALS or the preschool program or see more happen with something, let me know. I'm always here. That's why I'm always asking you. So please don't hesitate. Are there any questions on that? It's just one of those things I thought I'm just going to explicitly tell you in case you don't know. Memorial teacher feedback. So I have served in the capacity now for, 2.5 weeks at Memorial Elementary School as the principal. I sent out a survey to them just to kind of get some feedback as to how I'm doing. And I just asked 5 simple questions. That survey, the results are in there. I always did that as a principal because I wanted to just know real quickly from the staff, and it's an anonymous survey. How am I doing? Am I following up? Do you feel comfortable to come speak to me? Not everyone always does, and that's okay. Wake up. So I just wanted to put that in there. A few other things that I wanted to tell you guys is our next 2 board meetings will be on Tuesday, and I'll write that on the agenda. So we are in September, October, and November will be on the Tuesday. The reason for that is because they fall on holidays, okay? So we'll just move to that Tuesday, and I'll put that in the agendas for you to remember. Some other things that I'm really proud of is that we are having the Edgar County Teacher Institute coming up in October. All of you guys are welcome to attend. If you're there, I'll make sure to give you recognition. Last year we messed up with sound and I forgot to give recognition to John Sanchez and apologized to him multiple times because he was up in the sound booth. Do you remember that? And so I apologize again. And so, but if you come, I'll make sure to give you guys recognition. I actually called him out of work and have him come up with the sound. And I forgot he was up there.
What's the date on that?
October, it's the 11th, is it October 11th?
Yeah.
And so I just encourage you guys to come to that. It would be a great opportunity. I take a lot of pride that Paris 95 is the one who leads the effort for the entire county to come together. We're the ones who sit down and get all the speakers and recruit all that. So I think that's great. We recently had a grandparent breakfast at 2 of the elementaries. The middle school will have grandparent breakfast coming up. Just between the 2 elementaries, we've had over 400 people show up to go through breakfast. We still have 1 more school to go. That's a lot of positive PR walking through our schools, and there's great pictures online that you can look at. The Illinois State Board of Education just recently came out with a report, and what it is it's their administrative expense report. So the Illinois State Board of Education, you can go on their website and look this up. They go through and they rank school districts in how much are you spending on administrators. and they rank that, and you're put into quartiles. We rank in the 4th quartile, so that's the lowest quartile that you can get, so we're spending the lowest in their rankings. We're in the 4th quartile for that, and that was with Gary Don, not after Gary Don. So I just wanted to point that out. What?
So these two need ready.
Okay. The preschool.
That's why you're not invited to me.
I gotta butter you two up.
Yeah. The preschool program has just ran very smoothly, so I'm very proud of the preschool programs. One of the things that we have noticed as an outcome of the preschool program is you have to remember that the 2 full-day programs, so I'm talking full-day preschool, which is very rare in the state to even have, okay? We had that last year with one room. Those kids have now transitioned into kindergarten this year. And I feel like the kids that were in full-day preschool have a leg up just because those are some of your more at-risk kids. And like Emily and I had talked one day, just even like moving around the cafeteria, they understand that better. I'm not saying that it's 100% perfect, but I'm saying it is beneficial for those kids to have full-day preschool. Emily, do you have anything you want to say about that?
No, but I mean, I do agree that it's good that it's in the school, so when they transition next year to kindergarten, it's a familiar schooling for them, so I do think that's a big plus.
Yeah.
And I think any program at risk is in all day is a good thing too, so.
Yeah. Paris Alternative Learning Site PALS has had 5 graduates so far. I'm very proud of that. One of them was a 21-year-old female who had just recently got out of jail, who had a child, who came back. She had been at the high school, had dropped out, decided that she wanted to come back and get her high school diploma while she still could. And she went and she worked really hard and got it, and with whatever credit she had to recover. That's what that program is there for. Out of those 5 students, 2 of them were mothers, one was an expecting mother. And the other 2 were boys, one was a dropout, one was a student who had just came from the high school. And so it's great that we have students that program is definitely exceptional for, and then at the same time, I think it's good for other kids who can see that and see, okay, I don't want to be 21 years old trying to work on this when I have a kid. I want to work on it now, and so it motivates the other kids. So I think that's great. You guys are, I always tell you, you're welcome. We have nothing to hide. You can walk into any of our programs at any time. Come over to Memorial and check out the preschool programs, or come over and see PALS or any of them. I'm really proud of all our programs.
How many do you have in Towson now?
35. Well, there were 35, so that would drop it down to 20, or drop it down to 30 because 5 graduated, but we have more that will be in place. So.
Jeremy, do you track the graduates?
That is something that we're actually working on, so I said that was one of my goals. So my goal is that we track every one of those graduates, and we either, if they have a job, we say, okay, they have a job and document it, and we want to follow up with that to make sure that it's consistent employment, not just employment for the status in which you check. And then the kids that don't have a job, we are working with Bob Abernathy, and we are saying, okay, we want that student to get placed at a job. And so that is our goal. Kids that are currently in the program, we work with Janie Brown, who works for the Department of Rehabilitation Services, and she helps students connect with jobs, and she's a job coach for them. Every kid in that program can connect. So we're trying our best. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear about this. There are still a lot we can improve at PALS. I'm not saying it's a perfect program, but I am saying that I think it's a good program for kids. We just got things that we're fine-tuning. So the reason why I say that is you can't put 35 at-risk kids in a room together and call it a day and call it a great program. It takes some fine-tuning and adjusting and some thought.
How many are from other districts?
We currently have 4 students that are from Shiloh that are being paid to be tuitioned in. Yeah. Any other questions about PALS?
I have one other question.
Yeah.
So if it's a Paris High School student,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a Paris 95 student,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a Paris 95, a PHS student from Crestwood, are you getting tuition from them?
No.
Or, okay, not tuition, state aid.
No.
Okay.
No. We just have a program, and we just put all the kids in, and we work cooperatively.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions about PALS? Okay. Job shadowing. So job shadowing, we are going to have all 5th grade through 8th grade job shadow September 27th. We are trying. As of right now, 50% of the students have been placed. So I'm really proud that 50% have been placed. The kids that aren't job shadowing will stay at the school, and we have activities where we have career speakers come in and do different activities with them. So we just think this is a great day for kids to be able to do some career readiness at an earlier age. September 26th, the day before that, we're taking all K4 kids and we're going to be doing activities with them as well, career readiness. And so it's just something that we're proud of. HRC counselors, we have put HRC counselors in the school 1 day a week. That was something we talked about as a Board of Education, and so they actually come in 1 day a week. And so it's been great to have extra counselors within the school for mental health and to promote those groups. We did receive our test scores from last year, and our overall as a district, our test scores increased from the prior year. So we were already amazing, now we're even a little bit more amazing. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like Sally said, for employment updates, we have over 30 people who were either hired or transferred positions. And so that's not only a lot for Sally, that's a lot for our principals, because even if you're a transfer, so you go from like an aide to a title aide, or you go from a title aide to a teacher, that's a lot of training they have to do on responsibility. So I applaud Megan and Kyle as well for all their work on that. I want to congratulate Kevin Nofel and John Sanchez. I just got a letter saying that they were master school board members. So did you guys get a letter about that?
Not yet.
Well, congratulations. They were recognized as master school board members. I just got that. I want to say that the Mayo baseball has had a great season this year. So I think it's one of our most winningest seasons, at least since
They have 2 losses right now.
yeah. So it's been fantastic. Aubrey Wilson won at the state golf tournament, so we have her going on to state. We had Mr. Shea and Mr. Roberts host the golf sectionals here, and they always host the best. So I know that was a ton of work for Mick Roberts and a ton of work for Kyle Shea, and so I just want to congratulate them for all their work on putting that together. I think that was great.
One question, how many golfers was out there for that program?
There was like 45, and it's just boys. We host just the boys one, so it's 45 boys. And then top 8 make it, but there was a tie for 8, so 9 boys ended up making it.
We have softball regionals this weekend, and so we are hosting the regionals for softball. We also have a cross-country invite this weekend, and we also have 8th grade boys baseball night this weekend, as well as Aubrey will be at the state golf tournament. So we have 4 different big
Softball's tomorrow night, 8th grade night.
here, okay, here. So we have a lot of big events coming up in this next week. I would like to say thank you to our district volunteers as well as Millie Art for putting on Art Fest this weekend, along with several other organizations here in the community. Over 200 people attended. The musical has begun, so it's hard to believe that we're already that far into the year. So Toby Sanders and Nancy Zeman have been working together, and this year the musical is Elf Jr., and so they'll be having that soon. It's our goal to have all safety drills done by the end of September. We do that early because it doesn't do you a great deal in the last week of school to do an active shooter drill. And so we just about have all our safety drills done. The lunch program has been running smoothly with everyone eating for free. And so we're pretty happy with that. One of the new topics that we have actually been investigating, because good's never good enough, we always work a little harder, is healthy snacks. And so that's something we're looking at, especially at the K2 level, where you can do healthy snacks at the state level and do a reimbursement for that as well. And so that's something that we've actually looked at, and we're going to start piloting with our K2 kiddos here soon that Emily and I have talked about. So those are just a few of the topics. Are there any questions on those informational items?
Has your free lunch, are there more kids eating free lunch, hot lunch than were, or is the number still the same?
I don't want to give an exact number, tell you. I just want to say that I'm going to wait until I do my first reimbursement claim.
Okay.
I don't want to get too excited one way or another until I see what my dollars are. So, I'm just being honest with you. At the end of the day, you got to have money to run a school. So
Well, I know one's eating that wasn't eating last year.
yeah, good. So, any other questions about those items? I'm not trying to overwhelm anyone, just keep you guys informed. There's just a lot that goes on sometimes that goes unnoticed. I recommend the Board of Education go into executive session. There will be no action following to discuss the employment, discipline, compensation of an employee as well as collective bargaining matters. So this time we'll give the Board of Education to discuss those matters. At this time, I ask the Board of Education to move into executive session for the reasons as outlined.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to go into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
October 31st, Halloween.
6:27, we're going back into regular session. Report of committees, public hearings and petitions, unfinished business, matters for follow-up, new business, right to revert to prior order business. Do I have a motion for adjournment? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.